Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now, this morning I managed to get up and get going better than I can ever remember doing so. I remember I woke up at about 6:30 in the morning and needed to go to the toilet, but I decided to just go back to sleep. I wasn't desperate. I thought I was better off, having another hour's sleep rather than getting up and going to the toilet and then, potentially only getting back to sleep for 45 minutes and then it being, even more of a struggle to get up. So that's what I did. Went to sleep, woke up at 7:30 when my alarm went, and I was absolutely freezing. Which did give my mind another excuse for me to go back to bed. But, I managed to resist that. I was quite desperate for the toilet at that point, obviously, because I didn't get up and go at 6:30. And then, just sat on the end of the bed for, I think it was just 5 minutes. And then, got up, went to go to the toilet, then went straight into the kitchen to have my pints and pints of water and my salt water and, dissolve my vitamin C in some water and drink that. And then I came back into the bedroom and literally just sat on the foot end of the bed again for another few minutes and then just decided to get going. It was weird that when I'd been out of the bedroom to go to the toilet, have my water, etc., then when I came back into the bedroom, it felt colder in the bedroom than it was, in my bathroom and my kitchen, which can't be the case. I mean, the heating wasn't on at that point, but we've been in the bedroom, so surely the bedroom should be warmer. But, for some reason, it felt like I was coming back into a cold room. I know Kat sometimes likes to keep the bedroom window open at night. It's shut now. I don't know if it was open when we woke up, but just the thought of how cold it was, I think did help me only sit on the foot end of the bed for another few minutes rather than, sitting there for ages. And one thing I did make sure I didn't do, which, I've been focusing on recently, is picking up my phone and scrolling whilst I'm sitting on the foot end of my bed. I'm trying to get into the habit now where I don't really scroll on my phone until, I'm having my breakfast, right? Now obviously my phone is my alarm. I also use my phone to listen to some sort of podcast as I go for my walk around the block, and I did that today, but I try not to just pick up my phone and start scrolling when I'm, sitting on the foot end of the bed trying to get going. I try not to be scrolling on my phone whilst I'm brushing my teeth. I used to do that, whilst I'm having my water, even though, you could say that scrolling on your phone when you're brushing your teeth and when you're drinking your water could be, an okay time to scroll, right? You're still doing what you need to do, but it still slows down what you need to do. And there's always a chance that you're just going to go into a trance and just start scrolling, aimlessly, right? And, Dr. Huberman says that as well as it being really important for you to get sunlight in your eyes early in the morning, which I do every day, you also don't want to be staring at your phone, before you get out and have that sunlight. But more so because, I just find that if I'm scrolling on my phone, it just starts distracting me from what I need to do. Even if I am doing it whilst I'm doing other things, you just take longer to drink your pints and pints of water if you're scrolling on your phone whilst you're doing it. You take longer to brush your teeth, if you're scrolling on your phone while you're doing it. And, sitting on the foot end of the bed, trying to battle with my lazy mind and stay up, I end up sitting on the foot end of my bed for way longer if I'm sitting there scrolling on my phone, right? So today I've just been really focusing on, not looking at my phone and just going through each step of my morning routine. And, I ended up getting out on my walk, I think it was 5 to 8, sometimes I don't get out on my walk till 20 past 8, sometimes it's 10 past 8, it's never 5 to 8. And now it is actually 9 a.m. I have obviously written in my journal once I got back from a walk around the block, and I've had a 10-minute meditation. And another thing I've actually just spent sort of 10 or so minutes doing is coming up with a bit of a workout plan. Now, I've mentioned before that I wanted to switch up how I've been doing things, for over a year, right? I go to the gym nowadays only 3 times a week because I like to do 2 boxing sessions a week. So, 5 out of the 7 days I'm either going to the gym or boxing. And, I like to have a workout every morning. And what I was doing before is basically whatever I was doing in the gym the evening before, I would follow up with that with a workout at home. That was basically a pattern I was following. And then, I was putting in other little workouts, ab workouts and whatever, just scattering them in whenever I felt like it. But, so many people have told me, and, from what I've learned on the internet, and, it is a fact that you should be putting a few days between each leg session, for instance, putting a few days between each arm and chest session, for instance. So if I'm going to do, like legs I did in the gym yesterday evening, and then I'm doing legs again here at home today, it's a matter of a 12-hour gap. So I'm not going to be getting the benefits of, you could say, that second leg session, because I'm still fatigued from the leg session in the gym the evening before. So, I've wanted to sit down and just write out a plan, really, and just try and keep my leg session at the gym, a couple of days away from my leg session at home, and do the same sort of thing with all my workouts. And yeah, I've come up with a bit of a plan, and here it is. I've written it all in pencil so that it can be switched around. But yesterday I did abs. Yesterday was Monday, and I did abs at home. So I'm not going to do abs again today. So this will start properly from next week. I'll probably just do arms and chest today, switch these around. But yeah, basically try to separate the workouts, as I say. But another thing I've tried to do is, wherever I've got boxing, I need to try and make the next day after boxing a bit easy. I can't be doing, anything. I can't be doing legs the day after boxing. I can't be doing arms and chest the day after boxing, because boxing just wipes me out. And normally the day after boxing, I just end up keeping it simple, doing push-ups, sit-ups, and something else. So yeah, that's an example of that there. But yeah, like I was saying, legs on a Monday evening, and then instead of doing legs on a Tuesday morning at home, I've put that over here on a Thursday morning. And then, I'll be doing arms and chest on a Thursday evening in the gym. Now, obviously, I don't religiously go to the gym every week the same day, so some of this can be shuffled around. Although what I'm thinking is, now that I've got a plan, it might actually make me stick, strictly to going to the gym at certain days. It's a fact that even though I am, constantly battling against my mind when it's trying to be lazy, there are times where I sort of make the decision that I'm not going to go to the gym, maybe because all the work I need to do ends up getting finished later than ideal, or just because I'm really fatigued or whatever. And sometimes I will sort of say, right, I was going to go to the gym today, but I'll go tomorrow instead. But having this plan, maybe that'll be the difference in making me stick to a more strict routine, So in the examples I just gave, I said, sometimes my work takes me a bit longer. Well, maybe having this plan and just having it in my head, like, no, I need to go to the gym to do whatever session this evening. Maybe that will make me knock out my work quicker. Or in them times where, it does get a bit late and I just sort of decide to push the gym session to the next day, maybe in them situations I'll be like, no, all right, it's late, but I'm going to go and bang out that gym session anyway, and just end up having a later shower and a later dinner. But yeah, that said, I am obviously open to shuffling these things around to fit them in with my life. And it's actually really cool seeing it all laid out like this, so you can sort of visually, make sure your leg sessions are apart, etc. So yeah, I'm going to try and follow this. I've still got to figure out what I want to do on Sunday mornings. And yeah, as I say, some of this might change, but yeah, that's what I'm going to try and follow for the time being. So yesterday I did abs. Today I'll do arms and chest. Just switch these two around. And yeah, I'm going to crack on with said arms and chest session now. My beautiful girlfriend Kat is at home today because she's sick, so she can pass me the bar like she did the other day when I did arms and chest. So I'll do chest press, and then I'll do the triceps extensions and arm curls. 2 sets of each as usual, and then I can jump in my cold shower and then have my breakfast. All right, slight change of plan. Because I might be going boxing this evening, I'm not sure, I'm going to have to see how I feel. I'm actually going to do push-ups instead of the chest press. Now, in my plan, I normally wouldn't be doing arms and chest in the morning before I'm going to go boxing that evening. But as I say, I've switched them around because I did abs yesterday, so I don't want to do it again today. Yeah, I think it makes more sense to not absolutely batter my triceps because obviously chest press does bring your triceps in as well. So yeah, I'll do push-ups for the chest and then do triceps extensions and bicep curls for the triceps and biceps. And I might actually just stay you know, a couple of reps away from failure on the biceps and triceps as well. Again, just in case I go to boxing this evening. You know, I'm having this conflict with myself about this, because half of me's thinking, no, you're being a wimp by toning down this workout, and then half of me's thinking, no, that is a sensible thing to do in case I go boxing this evening. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, well, I've been super productive since my cold shower and my breakfast earlier. The weather is really poor today, which kind of helped me decide whether I was going to go over to the other garage or not. But, you know, as I'm not going over to there, I do have loads of work to keep me occupied at home, loads of editing to do and stuff. The video that I'm working on currently on the other channel is one of those ones where, you know, I've gone to visit someone and I'm filming their cars, and those videos are always a bit hard for me to edit, just because, you know, when I'm there filming, it's a bit awkward. So, you know, I just sort of capture the footage as it comes. You know, I don't want to make the person feel uncomfortable. I'm feeling uncomfortable as well. So it's just a case of filming sort of off the cuff, but also trying to focus on how good the footage is, like, you know, which is a contradiction in itself. And then when it comes to the editing process, because it is me filming someone else's cars, I'm automatically just wanting to do the best job that I can on the video, right? So yeah, it's one of them videos that's going to be really long for me to edit, and I mean, like any video, but even more so with this type of video, it's one that I'm not able to just sit down and do the whole thing in one go. I have to sort of, you know, do it in bursts, right? So, you know, because of what I've just mentioned about this kind of edit, it's one that I can easily persuade myself to not bother starting yet, or to not work on, like, at any given time. You know, my mind is constantly trying to remind me of how uncomfortable this type of video is to edit, but I just sort of counter that by forcing myself to get some work done on it, knowing that, you know, once I have got a certain amount done, I'm then going to allow myself to come away and give myself a rest, right? Rather than, you know, allowing my mind to make me have that rest before I've even done anything, if that makes any sense. So, you know, that's one of the things I've been cracking on with today. You know, chipped away at that edit. You know, I spent a good couple of hours on that edit. I've also edited yesterday's video on this channel, and I filmed an intro and an outro to a Patreon video that is going to include some footage that we filmed when we were at the garage yesterday, whilst I was always also dropping stuff off and picking stuff up from there. So yeah, you know, I've kept myself busy. My conscience is clear that I haven't sort of avoided working, you know, far from it. But, you know, Kat wanted to head out today, and yeah, that's what we're doing now. Although I do need to go and do some banking. I've mentioned before how basically all the money that I get in from my business stuff, I have going into an account that I don't have a bank card for, just because, you know, it's just easier for me to leave that money alone if I can't just go round to the bank round the corner and withdraw it and whatnot. Sort of in the early days of me trying to stay sober, it was, you know, it was a way of me making it easier for myself to not take drugs, right? I mean, I'm beyond that now. I'm sort of through that now, but it's just a case of me wanting to keep that business money out of reach. And whenever I do need to get it within reach, we literally go in person in the bank and transfer it into my other account. And, you know, I end up transferring a lot of it into Kat's account because, yeah, she deals with a lot of stuff behind the scenes to do with my businesses. Anyway, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so yeah, it's essential that I get some money a bit closer, a bit reachable, because of things I'm going to need to buy for Valentine's Day tomorrow. So that's one of the reasons why we have to do the banking today. But yeah, other than that, Kat fancies going for a bit of a wander around the shops, so we're going to do that, and then yeah, we'll be back home to continue cracking on with work, you know. All right, we are back from wandering around the shops, and it's now 5:15 and I'm finding it really hard to decide whether I'm going to go boxing tonight. I don't really feel up to it, to be honest, but, it might just be my mind being a bit of a wimp. Anyway, right now, it's lunchtime and I'm having a chicken and salad toasted wrap and a protein yogurt. Oh, and we've got a baby bell as well. And I've already dived into some more work on my MacBook. All right, so after I had my lunch, I dived back into doing loads of work on my MacBook. Had to upload the Patreon video that I filmed. Also had to create some posts to plug yesterday's video on the other channel. And I dived further into editing the next video on the other channel. So, yeah, I've really been able to keep my head in the game today. And it's awesome. I feel really good about myself and I'm getting stuff done. But that brought me to the dilemma of whether I'm going to go to boxing this evening or if I'm going to go to the gym instead. Now, I am at the gym. I've decided to go to the gym. But yeah, just been, watching what my mind's doing as usual. And, part of me really wanted to go to boxing tonight because, again, it's been over a week since I've been and I'm very capable of getting out of good habits and into bad habits. The same as what I said yesterday about going to the gym. But the boxing, it's like 100 times harder than a gym session. Like, I really do have to be ready for it. And I'm just not. I'm just feeling weak. So, the compromise is that I go to the gym instead. And that's exactly what I'm looking to do. But my mind was trying to persuade me not to even go to the gym, because I'm ill. It's using that as an excuse to not go to the gym. And in situations where I know that there's things that I have to do, like regardless, like editing that video that I'm working on currently on the other channel, when I know I've got to get something done and I really don't want to do it, I kind of use the fact that I don't want to do it as a reason to do it. I know that probably doesn't make sense at all, but the fact is I need to get the editing done on the next video on the car channel. So I'm better off getting it out of the way. You're better off getting into a habit of where you get stuff out the way rather than put stuff off, because it's got to be done anyway, right? I've spent most of my life putting things off, and now I'm really trying to train myself to be the kind of person that gets things out of the way. Now, in terms of my gym sessions this week, once I decided that I wasn't up for doing a boxing session, I need to do 3 sessions in the gym a week. That's what I commit to, right? It's only 3 a week. Obviously, I do my home workouts and my boxing sessions as well, but I've done 1 session yesterday, a leg session, and I still need to do a back and shoulder session and an arm and chest session in the gym this week. So the sort of concept of getting my back and shoulder session out of the way rather than putting it off until tomorrow is the frame of mind that's got me to the gym today, right? Because I am focusing on turning myself into the kind of person that gets things out of the way rather than putting them off. Now, you do have to be careful because what you don't want to be getting into the habit of is, whilst you're doing things, being in the frame of mind where you're just trying to get it out of the way, So, okay, I've used the frame of mind of, right, I want to get my back and shoulder session out of the way today rather than putting it off until tomorrow. That's great. But whilst I'm doing my back and shoulder session, I want to be focusing on doing that back and shoulder session. I want to be in the present moment, focusing on what I'm doing, because ultimately joy and bliss and, positivity is always found in the present moment, while you're doing things. I don't want to be in the habit of, whilst going through my gym session, thinking about getting out of the way, because then you're not living in the present moment, are you? You're in the gym focusing on the time when you're finished being in the gym, living like most people do their whole lives, sadly, where they're never in the present moment and they're just always thinking of the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. It's fine to make plans, it's fine to look into the future when you need to, but you don't want to spend your whole life in future and past like most people do. So, that's the approach that I've taken this evening. I've made that decision that I'm not going boxing. I've then made the decision to go and do a back and shoulder session in the gym by reminding myself that I am the kind of person that gets things done rather than putting them off. But when I get in the gym, I'm going to be focusing on my exercises fully. Yes, I'll have something motivational in my ears or in one ear whilst I'm doing my workout, because I like to, use the time when I'm doing my workouts and when I'm walking around the block, etc., as times to learn stuff, or, listen to positive stuff. But I will still be fully focusing on the exercise that I'm doing. And in fact, when it comes to working out, there is such a thing as a mind-muscle connection, where you can literally get more benefits from your training, i.e. grow more muscle, if you get into the habit of focusing on the muscle that you're trying to hit whilst you're working out. So, that's where I'm at. Time for me to get in the gym. One thing I did just do is go and pick up some flowers for my beautiful girlfriend, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I was going to do that after the gym session, but I thought, again, it was better to, if I know I've got to do it, I've either got to do it before the gym or after the gym. What's better? Well, doing it before the gym, rather than going to get them flowers, when I'm absolutely knackered, when I'm sweaty. It was better to get that out of the way. Oh, it's worth noting that I'm going to take the approach in the gym this evening like I did yesterday, which is, half-arsing the workout, and I'm going to do that with my arm and chest session when I do that later in the week as well, because, I am feeling ill. And you know what? It probably is partly me being a pussy and allowing my mind to, hold me back from going hard how I should. But if I'm going to be a bit of a wimp, then it might as well be while I'm feeling ill. And to be honest, a lot of people, who I listen to on YouTube about, going to the gym and working out and stuff, they literally plan a week where they do half-arse their workouts once every couple of months or so. I think that's what they call a deload week. I might be wrong on that term. But yeah, people literally plan into their regimes where they have a week where they do go light. It gives your sort of connective tissue and your smaller muscles a chance to, catch up or whatever. It can help avoid injury and stuff. So it's probably something I should be doing every now and again anyway. But because I'm so prone to just being a flop and being lazy, and even now I've got to watch myself next week that I force myself to go back on how I was before, But yeah, I think if I'm never having those weeks where I purposely go a bit light, then whilst I'm ill, it's probably the perfect opportunity to do it. And it'll probably do me good. I am feeling a bit weak, so it's probably a good time to not absolutely kill myself in the gym. Although I will acknowledge that in an ideal world, having a cold, even though this has been a bad cold, having any illness that isn't absolutely killing me, like putting my life at risk, I should really still be going hard. You should always go hard in the gym, but there you go. That's just another conflict in my mind. Anyway, I am here at the gym. I'm going to get in there and get this workout done. And, because I'm half-arsing it, it's probably not going to take me too long. Just going to do my very fast, very steep incline walk for a warm-up, holding back a little bit, and then planning to do the 5 machines that I normally do on back and shoulders. So let's go. Alright, so that's another half-assed gym session in the bag. Really glad that I went to the gym today. And yeah, it was probably the easiest back and shoulder session I've ever done. To be fair, the shoulder stuff wasn't much less than I normally do, because I make a point of not going too heavy on my shoulders, because, in boxing, my shoulders get absolutely muddered. And yeah, if I ever injure my shoulder, then it's really going to affect what I can do. I literally wouldn't be able to do boxing. But yeah, well worth going to the gym. I've come out of there with more energy than when I went in. Probably less tired than when I went in, because I did go super light, On the assisted pull-ups, for instance, I did the same weight as normal, but only done 8 reps instead of 10 on each set. Didn't bother doing any drop sets any upsets or drop sets on any of the machines. Rear delt fly, I went a couple of notches down on the weight, but the same amount of reps as normal. On the diverging seated row, I went down 1 notch, I believe, and then I didn't bother doing, left side only, and then only a few on both arms. I just done both arms. And then, the shoulder stuff is pretty much what I normally do, apart from no upsets and no drop sets. So, I can kind of feel it is beneficial, you know, to every sort of couple of months or so, do a week of gym sessions like I'm doing this week. Maybe I'll incorporate it into my routine full time, or maybe I'll just save it for when I'm ill, or, you know, when I'm sort of feeling like, you know, a certain muscle's in pain or whatever. I'd rather just hold back when I need to, rather than getting into the habit of purposely holding back, because I find it really easy to get into bad habits and then I just end up holding back all the time. You know, that's what I'm worried about. But anyway, I'm going to go home now. My beautiful girlfriend is knocking me up some dinner. Don't know what I've got yet, but hopefully it's going to be full of calories. No doubt it will be full of protein. On the menu today is 2 chicken breasts, 2 eggs, some roasted potatoes, and some spinach, mushrooms, onions and peppers. Obviously having a protein yoghurt for afterwards. That's the second one of those of the day. And it's pancake day today, so after I've demolished this lot, we're going to be having pancakes. It's pancake time. Who did you get the recipe off?
Jack.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Apparently knows what he's doing, works as a chef. We won't be trying to do protein pancakes this year. I tried them last year. A recipe that Kat got off the internet last year, which involves putting protein powder in the mix. And yeah, the pancakes came out absolutely crap. So if you're thinking about making protein pancakes, just have a protein shake and have normal pancakes. No pressure, no pressure. All right, I've been informed that I've got my own pan. I didn't realise it was a his and hers type thing. Good job it's not a race, isn't it?
You better warm up first.
Oh, right. Good job it's not a race. You've got a head start.
Failing at the first hurdle.
Well, if this is anything like building cars, I'm going to be absolutely rubbish at it. Oh dear, what's going on, Kat?
Failing.
Yeah, I think what have you used? The spray?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to add a bit.
I think that you just have it there.
Oh, you done it. Saved it.
Saved it. Oh no! Oh
no! Red X. Look how elegant the technique is.
Don't go too thick, bruh. What? You want American?
You told me you liked it thick. The girthier the better, you said. In fact, I specifically remember you telling me that I wasn't thick enough.
Oh, fuck off.
Your pan looks more proper than mine. It's a conspiracy.
We can trade if you want.
It's a conspiracy.
Well, this is a pancake one that I bought.
Oh!
Yeah, but your one's a non-stick one.
All the gear, but no idea.
Your one's a non-stick one. Oh, fail.
Utter fail. Oh, that's more like it.
Hey!
Easy. Alright, so I ended up salvaging the utter fail I did at the beginning by chucking it back in the pan for a bit longer. And yeah, then I've got a couple that slightly resemble pancakes. I think Kat's won the pancake day this year. We're going to throw some Nutella on the disabled pancake.
There's the receipt for just $6.49. Haribo, the savings end Wednesday. DFS, what's your...
Do you know what? It tastes exactly like Nutella. Alright, so just like that, it's 11 PM and it's time for me to go to bed. Going to bed absolutely stuffed after my massive dinner and my pancakes. But yeah, really starting to feel better in terms of my cold now as well. It is really hanging on, like the last bit. It's just, last few days I've expected to wake up like 100% fine, and that's not the case. And for some reason, Kat seems to not be that affected by whatever virus this is that we've caught. Now, she works as a nurse and she has like the flu jab and stuff like that. I don't. So, I don't know, maybe we've caught whatever strain of flu this year's jab is designed to tackle. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the main thing is we're both feeling a bit better. And I am feeling a lot better, you know, even if I am feeling better, a bit slower than ideal. You know, I normally sort of annoyingly, in a way, get through colds and stuff within like a couple of days. But this has literally hung on for more than a week. But you know what, it is what it is. I've still cracked on regardless. You know, I haven't been doing as much as I would like, but you know, that's all part of my frame of mind and the way I look at life. You know, I'm always looking to focus on the fact that I could have done more, you know, whether I'm ill or whether I'm well, you know. So I suppose if I take a step back and sort of remember how ill I have been, you know, I have still been cracking on. You know, I haven't just stopped doing everything. You know, I have been trying to stay productive, and yeah, today has been a really productive day. You know, I've kept my head in the game in terms of editing and stuff on my MacBook, even though the video that I'm working on at the moment is long, you know. But again, you know, I'm trying to use that as an excuse to crack on with things. If it's something that seems a bit long and it's something that I'm not really looking forward to doing, that's more of a reason to crack on with it more and get it out of the way, you know, because in my life there's always other stuff to do. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Not sure if I'm going to go over to my garage and spend the day. I'm going to have to look at the weather. If, for instance, it's going to be really good tomorrow, but then really poor Thursday and Friday, then I might have to just go over to the other garage and start filming, start working on the latest project, capturing more content. If I'm not going to go over to the garage tomorrow, I'm probably going to just try and finish editing the next video on the other channel. But whatever happens, it's going to be another busy day tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to make a start on tomorrow as well as I did today. But yeah, for now, I'm going to end this video here. I hope it's been somewhat helpful or motivational. Massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Feel free to say hello in the comments or get in touch through Facebook and Instagram or by email. All the links to everything will be in the description as usual. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.